Students, will start today the chemical changes and chemical reactions. Chemical changes, as you have already some idea about the chemical changes, we'll start. It will be better to start by taking an example. Let us consider that hydrogen combines with oxygen so as to form water. Now, you have already known that this is a sort of chemical change and this is a sort of chemical equation also. Already you have some idea about that chemical equation and chemical reactions. Now in this case, we can see that this hydrogen and oxygen are the reactants and water, that is a product. So, now in such cases we can say that this is a sort of permanent change. Chemical change is a sort of permanent change because here you can see hydrogen and oxygen which we have taken previously. Now it is converted to a new substance, that is water. So therefore, we can define that chemical change as a permanent change. But however, simply by saying that it is a sort of permanent change, it is not defined. It cannot be defined properly. So that is why it requires something more. What is that? Now if we see here, this is a permanent change where a new product is formed. So therefore, this is a permanent change by virtue of which a new product is formed. New product or new substances are formed, is or are formed. But how is it possible? It cannot be possible automatically because this is a sort of permanent change in the sense we have taken that hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, but whenever we have seen the new product is formed, definitely there is some sort of configurational change or that change in atomic level so as to form a new product. And how is it possible? With the involvement of some sort of energy. So that is why it is a sort of permanent change where new product or new products are formed with the involvement of energy. Now how that energy is involved here? So consider that this is a sort of chemical change. So this is the definition that we can define this one, that this chemical change is a sort of permanent change where new products are formed with the involvement of energy. Now in such cases the question rises here, how that energy plays the role here for bringing that chemical change. Now already you have seen from the structure of atom and the chemical bonding that hydrogen molecule is formed because of the combination of two hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen, as we know that it has one valence electron, and if we take another hydrogen and both of these will be combined, then there will be the formation of hydrogen with covalent bond to that hydrogen, forming that hydrogen molecule. Therefore, in other words, we can say that whenever we have given any sorts of energy, let it be heat energy or any sorts of external energy, then the bond between these two that breaks, and as a result we will be getting in the reverse process that the atoms of hydrogen. So therefore, whenever we are giving any sorts of energy, say for example if heat energy we are given, then in that case the bond between this hydrogen and hydrogen that breaks. So as a result, there will be the formation of hydrogen atoms. Now, at the same time, simultaneously we find out that oxygen, which is also oxygen molecule which is formed because of that the double covalent bond. So this also breaks because of that energy, and similarly which was previously oxygen molecule. Now, the bond between these two that breaks. So as a result, there will be the formation of oxygen atom, and because of this the formation of atoms, so we can find out that there will be the formation of water molecule. So therefore, Now here we can say that energy plays a very vital role, external energy that plays a very vital role for bringing that the chemical change.
I am ready.
Now come to the second one. The next thing that we have to discuss, that is the factors associated for chemical changes. So there are several factors which are associated for the chemical changes, and if we will see those factors, so first factor, that is your close contact. Some of the reactions are there, those which takes place in presence of close contact. Whenever two substances will be taken together in close contact, then we find that there will be a sort of chemical change. For example, that here we can take phosphorus. When phosphorus, particularly yellow phosphorus, when combines with iodine, then we find out that there will be the formation of phosphorus iodide. Phosphorus iodide, which is a sort of chemical change where that yellow phosphorus and iodine both are even they are solid, but in that cases in the solid form they both are combined, and here we find out that phosphorus when combines with iodine then it will form phosphorus iodide. So this is a sort of chemical change where two substances are come in contact or very close contact. Similarly, another example that we can take in aqueous form, there are certain substances those which should be in aqueous form, in solution form. For example, that if we consider sodium chloride and silver nitrate, both are in the solution form. When they react to each other, then there will be the formation of silver chloride and sodium nitrate. So this is an example where we can take that those substances in that aqueous form. Third one, that energy in the form of heat energy. Consider that heat energy. Most of the reactions that we must find that it requires or it involves that heat energy during the time of chemical change. Say for example, carbon, when bonds in presence of oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. Or we can take that magnesium, when bonds in presence of oxygen, that gives rise to magnesium oxide. So in all these cases we will see that the heat is the major factor which is required for the continuation of this chemical change. Similarly, some other substances, some other factors like your pressure. Pressure is another factor where we find that there are certain chemical reactions or chemical changes which takes place in presence of pressure. For example, that nitrogen, when combines with hydrogen with very high pressure, about 200 atmospheric pressure, then we may find out that there will be the formation of ammonia. So pressure is another factor. Similarly, other energy factors are some are there, those reactions which occur in presence of electricity. Electricity may be another factor where we can find out that there will be the formation of, or there will be the formation of certain compounds or that chemical change that occurs. For example, water in presence of electricity, or we can say that this is a simply electrolysis process. So in presence of electricity, this can be decomposed or this can be electrolyzed, this can be iodized to form that hydrogen and oxygen. So remember that whatever I have shown here, all these are unbalanced equation, you have to balance this one. So similarly, nitrogen when combines with oxygen with high electric discharge during the time of lightning, there will be the formation of nitrogen dioxide. So these are some of the examples which can occur in presence of electricity. Even sound energy also plays some vital role for certain chemical changes. So sound can also be another factor for some of the chemical changes, like acetylene. In presence of sound energy can be formed that carbon and hydrogen. It can be decomposed to form that carbon and hydrogen. So now in all these cases, even some other factors are there also. Catalyst is another factor. Some chemical changes that occur in presence of certain catalyst. So likewise, several factors are required for the continuation of that chemical change. Now the next one that will go after that factors, we can find out there are certain characteristics in case of the chemical change. Characteristics in the sense that while there will be certain chemical changes, we may find out there will be also simultaneously there will be some sort of other changes. So for example, we can say the characteristics broadly the characteristics that may be the color change. Color change is a characteristic feature in some of the chemical reactions. When the chemical reaction that occurs, at that time we find out there may be some sort of color change in case of that the previous color. For example, that silver nitrate, which is colorless, when it reacts with sodium chloride, which is also colorless, but whenever both of them react, that time we find out there will be the formation of silver chloride plus sodium nitrate, in which silver chloride is a sort of white precipitate. Or we can take that ferrous chloride, which is green in color, when it reacts with sodium hydroxide solution, then we may find out there will be the formation of precipitate of ferrous hydroxide, which is dirty green, along with the formation of sodium chloride. So therefore, there are many chemical changes where this also associated with this type of characteristics, where we find out there will be color change. Simply we can also take this hydrated copper sulfate, which is blue in color. While it will be heated, by the removal of this water of crystallization, we find out it will be anhydrous form with the evolution of this water molecule, and this anhydrous copper sulfate that will be white in color or colorless. So therefore, these are some of the examples where we will find out that the chemical change is characterized by the change in their colors. The second one, that we can take evolution of gas. Now, some of the chemical reactions that may be associated with evolution of gas. So, now in this case what happens, that consider that we have taken calcium carbonate. When hydrochloric acid is added, in such cases we will find out there will be the formation of calcium chloride, water, and along with that carbon dioxide gas will be evolved. Calcium chloride, calcium carbonate, which is white in color, when colorless hydrochloric acid is added, then there will be the formation of a colorless solution of calcium chloride along with that water. But however, we'll find out along with the reaction the effervescence that takes place. Effervescence takes place because there will be the evolution of the gas, and along with that colorless odorless gas carbon dioxide that is evolved, which can turn lime water milky. Similarly, that we can take some other examples where also we can find out there will be the evolution of the different types of gases. Now the third one, the third characteristics that we can say, that evolution or absorption of heat energy. So it may be characterized by evolution of heat energy. For example, that when carbon bonds in presence of oxygen, formation of carbon dioxide, along with that some heat energy that will be released out. Or calcium oxide, when water is added to calcium oxide, quicklime, then there will be the formation of calcium hydroxide with hydrogen, where there will be the formation because of the calcium hydroxide or slaked lime. We can find out that the heat will be released out. So therefore, evolution of heat energy, that is another character. Or so fourth one, in some cases we will find out that there will be the evolution of, there will be the formation of light energy. Formation of light energy or evolution of light energy. Say for example, that whenever a ribbon, magnesium ribbon, is heated in presence of oxygen, a dazzling white flame or dazzling white light released along with the formation of white powdery magnesium oxide. Dazzling white light. So these are some of the characteristic features that in which we will find out that all that chemical changes there that will be associated with several factors and characterized by the different types of characters like color change, evolution of gas or evolution of heat energy, evolution of light energy, etc. So children, in this video we have discussed about that the chemical changes, the factors associated with the chemical change and the characteristics of chemical change. The next video that you will get to know about that the types of different types of chemical reactions and how do they occur with good examples and others. So hope you must like, share and subscribe this video.